Everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new collections for October 2023. So the first one is going to be Spaceships. So Spaceships has 4 total repo projects associated with it, just over 550 total sounds. So as always, we'll do a quick little tour of the main project window and then some demonstration of some of the mechanics of the spaceships in an Unreal demo, such as the landing gear, engines and takeoff, and some other things like that. Going inside of the main project window, so the 4 Reaper projects that are contained within here are basically all just spaceships with their associated sounds and their mechanics, takeoff, engines, those sort of things. And each project is a different size. So we have spaceship huge, large, medium, and then small. So let's check out some of the engine starts and compare the sizes. Huge engine start. So here's medium engine start. And then small engine start. We'll take a look at some of the other types of sounds that are inside of these projects once we go into the one we're using for the demonstration. So we'll open up the Spaceship Medium project right now. So one of the things that's very prominent are going to be the engine sounds. So we have engine idle, slow, and then medium. So here's a quick kind of example of the difference between those. So engine idle, slow, so moving slow, medium, and also light speed too. So that's nice, all the various intensities that you have there as an option. So one of the kind of interesting layers, or one of the interesting assets we have in here, has some layers we can kind of break down, is the landing gear in and out. Taking a quick listen to it, here is the out and the in. Here's layer 1, our basic layer. Looks like we have some mechanisms and movement, a latch, and then some sort of metallic type sounds. So we'll just listen to that on its own. Layer 4. So layer 4, it's not a whole lot going on here, but there's like a metal impact towards the end. Layer 5, custom layer. This has 1 track on here, which is for the air bursts. So a nice kind of easy component to add some character, or something that you could, opt to remove to change the overall type of sound you're going to get very easily. Something worth going back, having a look at on the engine sounds. We have this synthetic layer, so layer 2, the details layer, with some macros on here where you can control the distortion and the size and a few other things. And I have the automation lanes shown here. So let's put them down all the way to 0. Size, and then the distortion, we'll have those low. See that moving. And then here's the overall size. Solo it. So again, a nice collection that has some of these more intricate sort of manual controls. You can very easily come in and alter that are going to manipulate parameters on side of a few of the Enrage plugins without you having to go in there manually to tweak things. So you get a lot of different material out of this stuff. Engine start and stop also have a lot of different layers. So let's just quickly listen to each layer of this Since there is so many present, it's probably worth breaking them down a little bit. Layer 1 for the engine start. Layer 2, which again is that synth layer, which we have those same sort of macro controls over. Pretty cool. And then let's go to layer 3. Again, there's some more macros present on layer 3. And for the weight layer, so nice kind of impactful sort of sound right as the engine is starting up. And then custom layer looks like just extra sort of textures. We can take a listen to that. And then, of course, all together, here we are. Okay, so my overall impression here of this collection, obviously, as you've seen, we have all the different types of engine sounds. There's start and stops. There's loops for all these things, all very well covered. Everything is size appropriate. So the larger spaceships, they're going to have what you would kind of expect. So everything, all the sizes sort of make sense when you open it up. You can kind of envision what they're for. Maybe the super small spaceship is like a small single person vehicle, like a speeder bike or something like that. And then the medium spaceship is sort of relative to what I maybe would show you in the demo. So all your sizes are covered. All the basic actions are covered with ins and outs. Tons of flexibility. This collection has those macros in for some of the different sort of aesthetics as far as distortion and then size, which I always love. We have a collection that implements those macros to help you control the Enrage plugins without having to manually tweak. So as far as an installment of spaceships, it's a nice vehicle installment. We don't have anything like this yet in Strata. So a great addition. Another strong reason to pick up Strata if you haven't already. Continue to expand into new territory. And I think this collection is going to be extremely useful for a lot of people. All right, so we'll move in, show you a little bit of the implementation demo that I put together here. It's going to be pretty interesting with some of the exterior sounds because most of the landing gear, engines, and all that are going to be outside of the craft where the player is going to be moving around inside. So we'll do some interesting spatial type of things with it. And then we'll kind of elaborate on that with the Wise Up on Air later this month. I wanted to kind of set up a medium to large size spacecraft with the player inside and demonstrate all the mechanics that you would find inside of one of these ship projects. So here's a look at some of my events. Here's the engine start event. So the engine start is going to play a starting up sound or like a burst, and then it's going to begin the looping sound. And then it's also going to allow the player to use the switches to go between the different engine speeds and the various bursts that are accompanying those speeds. Here is the engine start. Switching between idle, slow, medium, and then light speed. Of course, we also have the landing gear in and out. Here's the actual engine. This white block here. That's where the sound is emitting from. So there's two on either side and two in the front. So you got rear and front engines. So players moving about, they will hear the engine coming from different locations. And here's the ship from the outside. A lot less cool looking than it is from the inside, obviously. But hopefully that gives you a nice idea with the implementation demo, what the capabilities of this new spaceships collection are. Okay, then, so wrapping things up, appreciate you watching the highlights here for the new collections in October 2023. As always, leave comments or suggestions, and we'll take a look at them and see if there's anything we can help you with, if that's the case. Otherwise, I always appreciate you taking the time to watch these and checking out Strata as it grows. So we're coming up on 1 year here, Strata collection being released, which is really awesome. We'll be expanding on some of these really interesting things that I've talked about here with the collection on the Wise Up, which is going to be on October 31st. So on Halloween, doing a special edition of Wise Up on Air to talk about spaceships and then ambience, fire, and water. So be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.